Hi, welcome back to Nested Knowledge. Today, we're going to be going over how to configure screening modes. So in the settings page, you scroll down a little bit and we get to this screening tab, which is different than the actual screening tab over here on the left. So there's a couple different options you have. The default mode is going to be standard single screening. And that is just going to be one user looking at one record and making the decision on whether that's going to be included or not. And the difference there in 2Pass is that the full text screening is also available. So the reviewer would review the abstract level and then again the full text level to decide whether or not that record is going to be included or not. We can also go to standard dual mode, where you'll have two users who are each going to screen the record at the abstract and full text level, and then you'll have a third party adjudicator who will settle any disagreements between the two individuals who screened those records. And then it works in the same way for 2Pass, except for the fact that we have it at the abstract and full text level for those two screeners. Now in dual mode, you also have the ability to leverage our robot screener. Now, robot screener, after some training, and it's just analyzing the metadata and the abstract decisions that are made, robot screener will go ahead and act as a second reviewer for you. Robot screener can be a very helpful tool for reviewers in dual mode. Now, the other big decision you have to make, which is not available in dual screening mode, is criteria-based screening. So what that looks like is, instead of the prototypical exclusion reason-based screening practices, you are posing a question-based form to the system. First, I will go over what exclusion reasons looks like. That's kind of everything on this screening page. So I'll just bump us back to single standard exclusion reasons mode just to keep it simple. In order to set up those exclusion reasons, we can go over into the gear icon. And I have a list of exclusion reasons ready, but you are able to add and adjust these from here. You can click the little pencil to edit or the trash icon to delete. You can import a set of exclusion reasons either from the template in your organization or the publicly available templates. So you just click on that and you can import those as additional reasons. Or you can simply type in a new exclusion reason, hit add, and it will appear down at the bottom. So delete, there's the delete button. And in addition, if there are certain keywords in your abstract or full text, you can update them here. Like cardiovascular is highlighted, you can choose the color in which that appears. If you wanted to copy the keyword, you can do that as well. Adding works in the same way. You just type it in, hit add, and then it will be highlighted automatically in your abstracts and full text. So that is exclusion-based screening. That's kind of how you set that up. I have now switched us to criteria-based screening. So what that looks like is the question is posed as more of a yes or no to the system. So I'm asking, does the study report a population of adults or people over the age of 18? So I'm looking for a yes or no answer there. And you kind of give as long as it has a name and a question, the system can handle it. And then from there, you would utilize our Smart Screener tool in order to have that question answered. To do this manually, you would go to screening and you can go right here. This abstract does not have any information available besides the title, but typically you could highlight the answer there or type it in and answer the question manually. Or the Smart Screener process will do that for you. These blue numbers are representing the amount of abstracts we have in this nest. There's 558 unanswered questions for this relative criteria. So we've already run our smart screener on these ones, or the remainder here. You see I have 383 that answered yes to that question and 133 that answered no to that question, and then none that didn't have a response. So these are newly created criteria that have not had Smart Screener run on them yet, so there is still a plethora available. Some of the advanced records are now available for full text screening over here on the right. And you see we can have new and different criteria for the full text level, and we can mark it by just writing FT there. And in order to add a new criteria, you just write the name and then the question, mark it for abstract or full text, and go from there. Another thing you can do here is select the thresholding tool. The thresholding tool allows you to kind of quickly bulk apply some of these answers. So if you are if you're only interested in the records that meet all of your criteria or all of the meet a certain threshold, you can choose a couple different options in how you would like to proceed. So let's say I wanted at least 2 of these criteria to be yes, then I can include at above that threshold, include at or below, or at or above that threshold, or just exclude everything that does not meet that threshold. You can do that at abstract or full text level, and you can always refresh if there are new decisions you would like to make. In addition, we have another AI tool that allows you to, or that can provide you with a set of abstract and full text criteria. If you hit the configure button over here in the left corner, this will take your research question and generate a set of abstract and full text criteria that then you can edit and change and run. That is the basics of the settings and how to configure your screening. You are now all set up for whatever mode you wish to choose to go ahead and start the screening process. Thanks.